What's going on, y'all? This your boy Peachy Perfect, and this is my fresh out the theater reaction to the most anticipated movie of the year, Deadpool and Wolverine. It was awesome, and we gotta talk about it.
Life is a mystery.
I don't know anything about saving worlds.
Deadpool and Wolverine just released tonight in the theaters. I had the chance to go see it. Me and my cousin, we caught the 6:15 showing at AMC theaters. And let me tell you, this movie was about 2 hours long, about 2 hours and 8 minutes, but it was jam packed, and it had to be probably one of the best Marvel movies that I have seen, especially since Endgame. Now we're talking all time. I know it's going to finish in the top 10, maybe even the top 5, but I gotta let some of this hype settle down just a little bit. This movie is everything that we thought Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was going to be. But nonetheless, they came through with the story, with the jokes, with the cameos, and Disney did not put their hands on this. They told Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman and Sean Levy and Kevin Feige, they told all of them, hey, Deadpool is his own character who's already has his own franchise, who's made a lot of money. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's exactly what Disney did for Deadpool in the MCU. Of course, like the biggest thing that's going to come out of this movie when you go see it is going to be the cameos. Of course, this is a non-spoiler video, so we're not going to get into cameos right now, but let's just say you won't be disappointed. Everybody, if you've watched any Marvel movie, I can't tell you which Marvel movies to go see because I'm going to give it away. But what I will tell you is that you need to watch everything, not only that's in the MCU, but that was also from the Foxes. And we might even need to go back before then, but of course, I'm not going to spoil it. This movie definitely gives a lot of characters a good send off in a sense. I do believe we'll see a lot of these people again come Avengers, Kang Dynasty, or whatever they name it, or Avengers in Secret Wars. We'll see a lot of these characters again, and the movie does set it up for these characters to come back in the future. But the fan service that this movie gave us with these particular characters. Yeah, I remember when I went to go see Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness and the famous Illuminati scene where you had Reed Richards and Monica Rambeau and uh, uh Charles Xavier. They have a scene similar to that in this movie where it's just bang, 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 bang. Of course, that's one set of cameos, but throughout the entire movie, they just have different cameos from coming from different areas. I think another thing is that when you go to watch this movie, a lot of the jokes and some of the cameos, you for those who probably don't keep up with the news and everyday life and what's in production, what got canceled, what's still in production, what happened behind the scenes with the Fox and Disney deal. If you don't really know all that, some stuff will go over your head. But maybe I'll make a Easter egg video to break it down. But I definitely gonna have to see the movie again to do that. Now, this movie was really about fan service. I mean, yeah, they had some really touching parts, but I do believe the other two Deadpool movies had a bigger heart in the film. And maybe if I see it again and I'm looking for the heart, I think it'll be a little better because I went in this movie just knowing about the multiverse. Your mind is blown from what the possibilities, the endless possibilities that they have to bring in this movie. So I guess I really wasn't looking for much heart, but I will say that the movie does have a lot of good heart. It gives Wade Wilson a lot of purpose. Hugh Jackman, as we've seen in the trailers, is going through whatever happened in his earth. Him having his redemption arc. They go into details on that a lot, and that gives the movie a lot of heart. But of course, Ryan Reynolds is still going to hit you with the jokes on top of jokes on top of jokes on top of jokes, and the comedy and the timing in this is just perfect. The things that he says is just hilarious, and the chances that he take is unbelievable. There is one particular topic that I'm surprised they didn't make a joke on, but I don't want to say it just because if you're like me and you're going into the theater with looking for that joke, I don't want to ruin it for you by saying that it wasn't in there. So maybe I'll make another video on that. This movie definitely had its flaws as well. It was not perfect, like similar to what I was saying. If you haven't watched everything, if you haven't been keeping up with the news, and if you haven't known what was in production, the actors and stuff that was supposed to play different characters in the past and things of that nature, then there'll be some things that will go over your head. So for someone who's not in tune with Marvel like that, I can see this movie being, I can see some jokes flying over your head, and you not getting the full experience. I feel like I have all the experience. I have all the news, all the updates, all the castings, all the projected movies, the canceled movies, and I'm sure I still miss some jokes. I'm gonna have to watch it a second time to make sure I get all the jokes. But one of the issues that this movie had, another issue that this movie had, was a pacing problem. The movie was kind of all over the place, and um, I did think I did think we were going to get a particular multiverse film, and we ended up getting a different kind of multiverse film. Um, but nonetheless, this is still the best multiverse film. But there is a little pacing issues. Um, but hey, you're giving me all these nerdgasms. I'll take a listen issues. I'm not worried about it. One of the best parts of this movie, hands down, action scenes. They took it to 10 on the action scenes. Deadpool and Wolverine in their fight. We all see it on the in the trailer when they're going at each other on the void. Y'all have no idea how cool that fight scene was. And I think part of that fight scene that made it so remarkable is that we're actually seeing Deadpool and Wolverine on screen at the same time. And this is something that we dreamed of. And even Ryan Reynolds, he even says it in the movie several times, like, this is the partner, this the team up, this is, I've always wanted to do this with you. You're the team up I've always dreamed of. And it really shows, man. They fight several times throughout the movie, and each time they fight, there's another scene that I don't want to talk about, but there's another scene that I think was even better than the void scene when it comes to fighting. But just Deadpool and his other fight scenes, there's a scene at the end, where it's the ultimate Deadpool fighting scene. I guess that's the best way to put it. But it happened in the third act of the film, and it turned out to be an awesome fight scene, from what I thought. In conclusion, watching this movie, man, I was smiling from the start, from the very beginning. I was smiling because the movie starts off with a bunch of action. The movie started off probably one of my favorite starts to a Marvel movie ever. It's just, it gets you laughing, it gets you hyped, it gets you into that Deadpool mode, right out the gate. So you already know what kind of movie. If you forgot what kind of movie you're dealing with when it comes to Deadpool, you're going to remember after the opening credits. But man, once you kind of get everybody together, you get all these cameos and you see people fighting side by side. This is a true comic book movie. To see different franchises come together and as one and team up was so awesome. This is a comic book movie. It was like watching an animated movie when you have just when there's characters, you don't have to worry about it. You just have to, you can pull a character from here, pull a character from here, and you put them all together and have a great team up movie. So like I said, this is definitely a top 10 Marvel movie for me, possibly even top 5. I'm trying to let the hype calm down a little bit, but it is, it's not as good of a movie as the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 or any of the Guardians. It's not like a solid movie like that, or even Captain America Winter Soldier. But this movie is such an event. So it's like Avengers, and it's like the Avengers movies, Endgame, Infinity War, the original Avengers movie, Age of Ultron. What is, I would say, another, Spider-Man No Way Home. These movies, they're bigger than just movies, they are events. And this is the event of 2024. After everything that's going on in the world, all the craziness, all the divisiveness, I believe this movie will bring people together, and but it for sure put Marvel back on track. I hope you all get a chance to get out there and see the movie. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. If you didn't enjoy it, come back and tell me in the comments. If you did enjoy it, tell me in the comments. We're gonna leave it spoiler free though in the comments. We don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I would love to hear what you all have to say about this movie. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.